Cool. Well, welcome to the Ingram Micro Cloud monthly podcast. We are all Microsoft SureStep BDMs working across the Microsoft Cloud stack. My name is Martyn Hall, and I will allow my colleagues to introduce themselves now.
So my name is Nicola Miller. I'm also a BDM for the Modern Workplace.
My name is Mike Markey. I'm Nicola's counterpart, also in Modern Workplace.
I am Steve Gray, and I am the Azure BDM.
Brilliant. Nicola, do you want to tell us a little bit about SureStep?
Sure. So SureStep is a global program from Microsoft, and the team consists of us four that you see in front of you today. So obviously Steve's in Azure, Martyn in Dynamics, myself and Mike are in Modern Workplace. And we're on behalf of Ingram Micro. And essentially our role is help to enable partners by supporting them through the Microsoft journey. And we act in a parachute motion, dropping in not only to support with sales opportunities, but also to help with delivering training, enabling you to be more efficient to sell more.
Cool. So this month we are bringing you the community call updates, where there have been updates, and we will be discussing technical consultations. So first up, we'll go with the technical consultations. Steve, do you want to start us off?
Yes, good idea, seeing as though there are no updates on the Azure side in terms of updates. But technical consultations was on our community call, so I'll go through them. So people that do and don't know, there are technical consultations available as part of your Microsoft partner benefits. Now, the number of hours that you get is dependent on your level with Microsoft. So if you were a network member, you don't currently get for any partner advisor hours. If you pay for an action pack, you currently get 5 hours. If you are a silver member, you get 20 advisor hours. And if you're a gold partner, you get 50 hours. That's right, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
That's good. Good. I've only been talking about it for 2 years. I still need it. Now, these consultations can be split into sort of 5 areas. So in terms of the depth of what sort of technical sort of advice you're going to get. So it's a starter kit consultation, pre-sales conversations, a deployment scenario, some advanced one-to-one technical consultations, and ones specifically around the marketplace. Now, you can raise one of these consultations direct from your partner center under technical benefits. If you don't know how to do so, get in touch with us guys and we'll be able to talk you through. Now, they are available for biz apps, for Modern Workplace and for the Azure side, and they will give you one-to-one technical guidance. They'll have full design reviews with you around any architecture, and they'll also shadow you in any deployment that you've got. Now, there's a few what a sort of technical consultation is and isn't. So Microsoft like to understand what it isn't as well. So they will deliver them remotely. They will give you some technical resources, recommendations, and the deliverables around what you would need for architecting designs or solutions. It would focus on the common partner questions and scenarios, and it will be packaged as part of that MPN benefit. Now, what it isn't is it's not a Microsoft sign-off, so you can't say to your customer, we can get Microsoft to sign off on this proposed solution. It's not hands-on support or an in-production deployment assistance, so that would still go through support. And it's not a break-fix alternative. So if you are having issues, that would just be the standard support methods. But yeah, that's just what it is. Now, I'll quickly talk through a specific scenario, and then if you guys want to join in on your solutions afterwards. But there's a lot of stuff currently around WVD because it's prevalent. So there's presentations that can give you, there's guiding questions, there's assessment tools, there's architecture reviews, loads of learning and readiness. They've got demos and links and migration assistance, and all that is available when you create those partner technical consultations, and they would hand them over to you. So it depends how many hours that you want to use. But on a varying range of topics. So yeah, that's me from an Azure perspective to give you an overview of what they are. I don't know if any of you guys have had any experience of any of your partners using one and getting any feedback around any. It'd be interesting to find out.
I think the partners that I've had that have utilised them have really enjoyed them, the experience of them. I think anybody wanting one-to-one time with the technical team at Microsoft is always a good thing. I think there's always one thing that you need to know is that if you don't use these advisory hours within the tenure of your membership, so within the year, then you will lose them. So it's kind of a use them or a lose them situation. But anybody that I've technically that I've spoken to have actually really enjoyed them, and it's a good quality kind of webinar. It's like a 3-hour essentially webinar that they deliver back to you. So yeah, so it's bespoke, and I think that's the piece. It's not just a generic training session or webinar or whatever it is essentially that you want. It is bespoke to you around the needs that you're catered for.
I know that a couple of years ago there was a study which was performed around cloud infrastructure and management using these advisory hours along with kind of the webinars, and the partners that actually used it and took part in the study were seen to grow their revenue by ×6 as well. Now, that's not to say that everybody within kind of modern work, Dynamics and Azure are going to go by ×6, but growth is growth at the end of the day. And whether it's accelerated, ×2, 1.5, whichever, it's still really, really good to see that what we're actually kind of supporting you with, utilizing, is helping you accelerate.
Good memory, that, Mike.
And the 6 times growth, that's going from an introductory starting point to an advanced consultation, isn't it? So it's not just have one consultation and woohoo, 6 times more revenue. It's
It'd be nice though, wouldn't it?
It'd be amazing. But yeah, I think key to it. I mean, this is something I talk a lot about with the consultations, is having that bespoke scenario in mind, and the web pages do help guide you into what scenario that is you might want to talk about as well. On the Dynamics point of view, for instance, it's got the whole activate digital selling as a scenario, and it'll talk about D365 sales, for instance. And that's kind of the direction I'd point partners in, to have a look at the scenario suggestions and use that as a learning point. Something I think we kind of missed from the technical consultations is the whole pre-sales element as well, because they do go hand in hand. And we said about the advisory hours, but just remember, for silver and gold, you have unlimited pre-sales hours you'd be able to utilize as well.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
And just to kind of highlight some of the motions that we've got going on this year in terms of focus from a modern work point of view. Teams and the meetings, calling and devices, with regards to that, it's kind of one of the main sales plays. It kind of covers all of your technical capabilities in regards to the meeting rooms, live events, calling, and probably the biggest area is that adoption and change management. We've seen such a vast adoption of Teams across the past year that many partners still might be relatively new to adopting Teams into their end user. So really, they've got the tools at their disposal. It's just, as Nicola said before, you've got to use it or you're going to lose that benefit.
The thing is, with these packs, they do tend to change. So Teams was in 2 lumps last year, and now it's been split out to 3 to 4. And certainly things like remote management or remote working, that's on there now. So, these change every quarter, I would say. They're always being updated. And if you go into those areas, then you'll see actually what products encompass within that training as well. So if there's anything particularly you're looking for, then yeah, I'm a great advocate of them, to be fair.
Yeah, I think as part of that training, that learning and development journey, they should be utilised, and regular hours should be used throughout the year. And then every year that you're going to get them, at least you know that support is there every year. And I did touch on how you've raised them. You can raise it direct from the partner.microsoft.com, but the easiest way for you guys is partner center, MPN, benefits, technical benefits, Mike, and then submit technical pre-sales and deployment requests. That's, again, going off memory, but that is the quickest way. Once you go into technical benefits, you'll be able to see your hours at the top, what you've got remaining if you have used some. And then you can submit those pre-sales and deployment requests directly from in there. But again, if anyone wants any guide of what type of assistance they can get, I think get in touch with us specific to your cloud, and we'll be able to walk you through, and we'll even raise that first request for you to ensure that you're comfortable on what needs to be done.
Cool. So shall we move on to the community call updates? I think we've got Modern Workplace up first.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you want me to lead this one, Nicola, or do you want to start off with our updates?
I'll start off with the updates because there's some topics that you have put in that I'm a bit like I haven't looked at, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm gonna be out there. So the first one, we always love a statistic, certainly coming from Modern Workplace. If we haven't got a statistic, there's something wrong. So we're going to have another statistic this month. So, and that statistic is a very interesting one. So, how
many million users?
Oh wow! You see, you've gone too lowbrow. You see, Steve. We're talking billion here. Yeah, we're talking about billion. So, no. So. It's completely out, you see, Steve. So Microsoft have surpassed 10 billion in security business revenue. So that's more than a 40% year-on-year growth. So that number is inclusive of security, compliance, identity, and management businesses. And I suppose to a certain point, you got to look at it and go, it's a huge testament to the trust, obviously, that our customers are put into us. And we are talking about more and more security, and it's much more of a prevalent conversation that we're having these days, certainly with our partners and our customers. Oh, Mike's gone on mute by the looks of it.
I was on mute. I was taking a drink and I didn't want anyone to hear it before. I think with the $10 billion, I think we need from Nicola her best Dr. Evil impression. It's just a little pinky finger and $10 billion.
$10 billion. Oh dear, that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life.
That'll be your screenshot. So the next one, which is quite a testament to Azure, really. The NHS, they've moved now more than 2 million mailboxes into Azure, which gives staff access to tools of that modern way of working. I know when you've gone into doctors' surgeries or hospitals, the countless reams of paper or pads they're holding around, and now giving them kind of that ability to use modern tech and kind of be able to work on the go and have those, modern tools available is really, really key. I think it's really impressive.
Another update, because they're all rolling out a Modern Workplace this month, is the internal use rights licenses that you get with your membership, your MPM membership with Microsoft. So these are for silver and gold partners only. So there's no change to Action Packers yet. But certainly for silver and gold, all your Office 365 E3 licenses, the EMS and they are all retiring, and what Microsoft have done is actually going to give you the Microsoft 365 E3. However, I'm not going to stop there, because if you have a small and mid-market cloud solution competency, then you will get the Microsoft 365 Business Premium SKU with the business voice with it as well. So that's a great thing. We've been asking Microsoft to give that. I know, exactly. So if you do have that smaller mid-market cloud competency, and that's a competency you need to attain to have those, you will get the business premium. So it's 10 for silver, and I can't remember how many it is for gold, unless Mike can pick me up on that one.
Lots and lots. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't remember, but yeah.
More than 10.
Yeah, you can find out more information though through your partner center, and that's where Microsoft are telling us to go to. With regards to Business Premium, there are new M365 Business Premium partner webinars as well. So it's kind of like call it a mini series, if you like. So you can find these through ak.ms/accelerate with M365 BP. We will drop the link below. I think it's the first time I've ever said that. But with regards to this, the series so far has been really well received, and these webinars are available on demand. If you are really looking as to why Microsoft 365 Business Premium, in terms of what extra it gives you on top of the business standard, definitely check them out, because they're being really well received at the moment.
Indeed, they are. And the next one is the advanced specialization for low-code app dev. So this is a new advanced specialization, because we are just catching up with Azure on the advanced specialization front. So we do have that new that new advanced specialization, which is coming out. So that you can find on the partner website.
Did they include that on the One Workplace community call?
They did, yeah.
Because that's advertised as a business application specialization.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Well, you didn't say that you had
cloud.
it. Well, do you want to add to it?
Wait, what about it? It's on the notes. I put the notes in there months ago. Before the podcast, before the community calls, the whole lot.
Oh, go on then, Martyn. Go on. You carry on with it. Go on.
No, well, okay. It's literally it's great to have that specialization. It does distinguish you against anybody else out there. There's the way they do the specialization as well. They're measuring you based on performance, customer success, and capability. So I don't know if you went into that much detail in your community call.
Yeah, no,
you're going to tell me now, are you, Mike?
No, it was pretty much it's there, and just kind of the benefits as to why you'd want to achieve an advanced specialization. Really, kind of looking at end user facing. If an end user is looking through the solutions provider tool, you'll get a little badge which says you've got an advanced specialization on your profile, and you'd kind of be if that end user goes to Microsoft and says, "Hey, I need help." Or I've got some business here, and it could be around low code or security, or depending on what that area is that you're needing. You as a partner, if you've got that advanced specialization, will be recommended first. That was what they said on ours. Anyway,
well,
I don't know.
I'll put a pin in that in a minute, so that we can just carry on, look at the rest of the Modern Workplace stuff, and then I'll go into a bit more detail.
I was going to say, do you want me to interrupt and try and claim it as an Azure advanced specialization too?
Why not? You always do that anyway.
It's the next update, one I'm really happy about, was the launch of the new Surface Pro 7 Plus. This is only available within the commercial channels, not seen in retail. Sorry, guys, in retail. I know the four of us, we have been over the years kind of involved with launches of Surface devices. If I look to my left, I can actually see the Surface RT box because I've still got that device in here. But the huge benefit of that and why it fits in so well with Modern Workplace is, one, security. So they've actually got a removable SSD drive now. So with regards to kind of data retention, and if you are getting rid of devices and you needed to dispose of the information securely, then by all means you can do that. And then the other one is Teams. So if you've been in that kind of office environment before, and 3, 4, or 5, 6 of your boardroom worth could be huddled around a device, and you've only got that one laptop, the microphones aren't usually the best. But with the new Surface Pro 7 Plus, they've actually got far-field mics built into it. So it gives a really great experience for Teams, and allowing to pick up further kind of volume, if you like, sound coming from people. So yeah, better experience from that. And then on a security aspect, if you are connecting to, say, public Wi-Fi's, etc., no need to do that anymore with Surface Pro 7 Plus because you've got LTE Advanced. So in there, you kind of, in your own little network. So really secure.
Sneaking in hardware messaging, are you? How dare you?
I know. Sorry, it's
well, partners can order Surface on a cloud marketplace now, can't they? So
yeah,
and they can utilize autopilot at the same time.
Oh, sneaky! I'll let you off then. I'll let you off.
What was next on the list, Nicola?
Microsoft Viva. So you may have seen, obviously, we had a big launch of Viva. So it was announced last week before, Satya?
Yeah, week before, I think.
Yeah. So we have this, which is coming. So essentially, it's more of if you guys actually looked at it, it's more of an engagement tool, I suppose. Obviously, we're all working from home. I'm still on my kitchen table, essentially. So in terms of actually, it's more a collaborative tool of bringing that work experience platform. So it really kind of is trying to drive people together via knowledge, insight, communication, well-being, growth, and obviously the resources that we use on a company aspect. Anyone's thoughts on Viva? Has anyone really looked into it a lot? Or
no. I had a little look at it and saw that obviously what it was. I haven't had a chance to go into it in detail, but it looks like interesting, especially with with some certain companies moving to a more permanent remote working sort of scenario. I think it would be good for those potential to keep on top of, as you say, the engagement piece.
And sitting in teams, surely that's got to be a good thing in the sense that it's bringing that collaborative piece back into teams.
Absolutely. So yeah.
So do we have any dates yet, Nicola? Do you know?
No, February. It says February 2021.
Yeah.
No, sorry, it's roadmap for summer 2021. So obviously it was announced as summer 2021. But I have got no physical dates unless you want to kind of pull a date out.
Yeah, no rabbits out of the hat this time.
Okay, you never know with you.
Same dates as you. It's just roadmap for summer 2021. The cool thing though, with regards to topics, that is already in GA, and the price on that at the moment is $5 per user per month. It's an add-on to E3 or E5. It's not currently available on SMB plans. There's discussions in the background as to if it's going to be available on business plans or when it's going to be available. But with regards to that, there was talk as well as to when the whole kind of suite is available. Will there be a bundled package? So prices and things on that is yet to be discussed really. So. And then with regards to a couple of new exams, because we all love an exam, we all love that kind of accreditation under our belt or string to the bow, if you like. We have new beta security exams which are recently released. These range across both fundamental and associate roles, kind of due for a general launch in March, but the cool thing is, if you are within the first 300 registrants per exam, you can actually get it for 80% off, which is huge. So I don't know what your thoughts are, guys, on that, but I'm really impressed.
I think it goes back to that 10 billion, like with the cybersecurity. You got a lot of cybersecurity on there, and again, it's really kind of going back to the messaging that Microsoft have put back in. Last year before, that money that obviously we spend with that. Think it's good, think it's exciting. I would have quite liked to have been one of the 300, but I'm probably missed the boat probably a while ago. But it's always good to keep an eye out for these things because they will put a heavy discount on the new exams.
I'd love to hear what the feedback is on the actual exams though as well, because we did it for Business Central, had a beta exam for a little while. And the feedback we had from that is it was tough. It was a really tough exam. So it'd be interesting to hear saying if it's
the AZ 104 that was in beta for quite a while before it went live.
Yeah, most of them will be. Yeah, most of them will be. And to be fair, good time to mention there's from March there'll be another beta exam from an Azure perspective, the AZ 140, just to confuse matters instead of 104, and that's configuring and operating Windows Virtual Desktop on Microsoft Computer. So there's going to be a specific 1.2 WVD coming. Again, it'll be in beta for a period of time. And again, as you mentioned, it's in beta for that reason. Work out if it's too tough, too easy, and then to work out the sort of the scoring boundary of where they would expect it for people to pass. And then obviously then it goes into general release. So obviously you don't know what sort of questions you're going to get when it's in beta, and you don't normally get your results instantly either. But just to let you know that that's coming.
So I was actually going to say about the results as well, Steve. It's because they did note on the call itself that out of everybody who's going to take their exams, you won't get that result straight away. The results are usually typically given just before launch or general launch of the exams, just so they can assess everybody together at the same time, which is really interesting. And I know with these new security exams, they do include quite a bit of Azure Sentinel in there, I believe.
Yep.
So yeah, really, really interested on that cross-cloud collaboration, if you like. And I think that brings modern work and security to a close. A bunch of updates this month.
I was going to say, it sounded like you guys had quite a bumper community call.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Martyn, do you want me to go next, considering I've got so little, and plus I've nicked in there.
I'll take a deep breath, ready to.
Well, I would take the breath because by the time you've held your breath, mine will be finished. So I've mentioned obviously the exam from a WVD coming across the partner technical consultations. Ours was updated around working around Citrix on WVD. I'm going to throw some numbers in just because I'd feel left out, not putting millions of people in certain pots, but it was just highlighting around the WVD opportunity. and the fact that there's 1.3 million RDS CALs with software assurance in the UK currently, so the opportunity to go and migrate those customers from their on-premise VDI deployments to Windows Virtual Desktop.
How many cows was that?
1.3 million active RDS CALs.
Wow.
So those are to migrate any VDI infrastructure across. So there will be no cost you could shift them across to Windows 10 multi-session. And there'll be obviously cost savings from that. There'll be a lot of new customers as well. So they might not currently have an on-premise VDI, but they could still get benefits by moving to the cloud and having that accessible from a remote working point. And there's over 5 million users licensed for Windows Virtual Desktop through the M365 licenses that they've got. So obviously for remote working enablement, all the security, all the agility, the opportunity there exists. And at the moment, and we did touch on it, was it last? I think it was last year, around the WVD offer. It was last month, sorry, not last year. Up until the end of March, any WVD host pools that you spin up, you'll get 30% off D series and BS series virtual machines for up to 90 days. I won't bore you with the details. Get in touch with me if you want any details. That's me. Hope you held your breath for that 3 minutes there, Martyn.
Yeah, well, your short as your update is probably going to be about as long as the update I actually had from business applications, to be fair.
Good job you got me and Mark here then to where you
know.
had the call out,
I'm blaming you guys because you stole the specialization stuff anyway as well.
Well, you can go into a bit more. You can go into a bit better detail than I went to. How about that?
In terms of specializations for low code application development, I did kind of tee it up with the way it's measured on performance, customer success, and capability. It's very similar to the way PCI scoring is done for the other competencies in Dynamics. It is measured in 3 buckets, so to speak. That customer success is based on 5 customer projects, 5 user projects, and a 35% increase in monthly average users. You need to have 50 monthly active users as a minimum for that. Performance is measured on competencies because you don't get your competency unless you perform anyway. And the capability, you have to do that by publishing on AppSource one offering and having a certified team members. So that could be 5. Well, it is 5 functional consultants and 2 developers. But that's the same as the competency requirements anyway. So that shouldn't be a shock to anybody looking to achieve these specializations. There is also, I don't know if they brought it up on the Modern Workplace one, but there's another specialization, the small and mid-sized business management.
No, we thought we'd leave some for you to actually mention.
So yeah, there's another one as well, small and mid-sized business management. I'm not going to go through the performance, customer success, and capability measures for that. But when we were talking about the consultation piece earlier, it was interesting when I did a little look on this beforehand that they have updated the scenarios to include business management on there, to talk about SMB business management on there because of things like Business Central, Power Apps, and Power Automate as well, because they see that as key players within that area, and that's where it'll be playing to a strength for that specialization. But that was pretty much it for business applications. They did talk about PCI, up the PCI scoring on there, but again, that's quite a heavy topic, and without some visual aids, it becomes very difficult to talk through.
And Martyn, just because I know we had the IORs confirmed in the Modern Work area this month, because obviously it was an announcement last month that it was coming. It's now actually here in your partner centre. Was there any Dynamics licenses that came into fruition?
So the change that came for Dynamics was the introduction of Business Central as an IUR, that you have to achieve the SMB, small and mid-market clouds solutions, SMB option. I think it was labeled the SMB option. But the requirements for that are very different to the Office side of things, and the requirements are very much led towards businesses that already transact in Dynamics. So the feedback that I've gathered from partners is, unless you're doing Business Central already, you're not going to be getting these IURs. So it makes it very difficult to use it internally to start shouting about how awesome the product is to your end customers.
It's really interesting. Considering on modern work to achieve that competency, it's relatively, I'm not going to say easy, but there's not as many hoops to jump through as what your side is there, definitely. So that's cool. So,
and I think that brings our community call to an update, to a close, doesn't it? To an update.
An update.
There's another one. No, so I think that brings it to a close. So unless anybody else has anything to add quickly.
So,
I'm good. Mike, you're good.
I'm good.
Yes.
Cool. So that means that we are coming to a close. Anyone who wants to find us, you can find us on LinkedIn. If you are watching on YouTube, there are QR codes on the screen that you can scan and join up. Otherwise, you can just search for our names. Feel free to ask us any questions or suggest any topics you'd like to cover. As we discussed with all the links, they will be in the description underneath. And
more
that's
facial hair now, though, isn't it? Look at that
Your turn
facial
next
hair
month,
compared
Nicola.
to, you know what I mean? I think you lot need to update your profile pictures.
This is lockdown, I think.
Speak to you all next month, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.